Knicks in 7. Knicks in 7. Knicks in 7. Knicks in 7.
New York Knicks fans are fired up after last night's big win at Madison Square Garden, and they are hoping they will be back there on Monday night. But to do that, they will need to beat the Indiana Pacers tomorrow night in Indy to keep the series alive. This is the closest the Knicks have gotten to the NBA Finals in 20 years. So Chris Dudley joins me now here in Studio 55. Many of you know Chris. He's a former NBA player who logged 16 seasons in the league, including a few with the New York Knicks. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Thank you. Good beer.
So the Pacers looked lethargic last night. I mean, it was kind of a boring game because the Knicks were just sort of dominating up until the very end. What do they need to do to win the next two games?
Well, I thought one thing the Knicks did great, and I wouldn't say being in the arena, it was not boring.
It was exciting.
It was so exciting. And I thought Jalen did a great job of establishing the tempo early. One thing, the problem Knicks have had is a problem getting out of the gate. And yesterday they established the tone of the game early. And Jalen getting going, and then Cat played well, too, going inside. And it was just it was a lot of fun. It was an electric environment.
So, as I said in the intro, you played in the Eastern Conference Finals for the New York Knicks during your career. You were, like you said, you were at the game last night. What kind of pressure do athletes at your caliber put on themselves when they're this close to getting to a point where they can potentially win a championship?
You know, there's a lot of pressure, but I think at this point they're used to it. They're deep in the series. They know each team knows what the other's doing. They're just going to. I think Game 6 is going to be a great game.
So one thing, I used to be a big sports fan when I was a kid. I'm not that into sports now as an adult, but I did a profile of Russell Westbrook a couple of years ago, and I went to my first NBA game that I hadn't been to in a really long, not probably since you were playing with the Knicks, right? And I'm sitting there courtside, and I just thought to myself, will it ever shut up in here? Like, there is so much, I don't mean the fans. I mean, like, the horns and the dancers and the announcements. And I thought, God, this wasn't like this when you played. So I said to Russell, dude, how do you concentrate with all this crap happening around you? He's like, what crap? He doesn't. They don't even hear it.
No, and it's actually easier to play in a packed arena, noisy.
Really?
Because it almost becomes white noise. You're so focused on the game. You just hear the game. You hear your teammates. You hear the other, the coaches, and you just play. Wait, the harder one is when it's an empty arena or something where you can hear somebody.
Oh, that's so interesting.
But the packed arenas, you get that energy. You get energy from the crowd.
That's really interesting. So I just mentioned Oklahoma. If the Knicks are able to rally, if they're able to beat the Pacers, they go and they play the Thunder. How tough would that be for them?
It'd be really tough. I mean, obviously OKC had the best record in the league. They won 68 games. They're a very good team. But that's why you lace them up, and that'd be great to have that opportunity because you just don't know. With this Knicks team, you have a couple things where you got a couple closers, guys who can score down the stretch to finish a game. Especially with Jalen, and that's a huge advantage to have. And I'd love to have that. Love to have that opportunity.
Do you think the Knicks are going to beat the Pacers?
I do.
You do, and you think that they could potentially beat the Thunder?
I think they could. I mean, it's going to be tough.
Hedging yourself a little bit, Dudley.
Hey, that's crazy things happen,
That's
and
right.
I'd love to see it. And I think because you can control the tempo, well coached, great team. I'm excited for it.
All right, speaking of crazy things, before we go, how tall are you? Bring me that stool.
I am 6'10" and a half.
Okay, 6'10" and a half. I'm 5'10" on a good day. Let's see what I got here. This is Ryan, my trustee. Let's see what I got going on here. See what it's like to be you. Okay.
All right, we'll see.
See that net right there? Look at that. Chris Dudley, thank you very much, man.
Appreciate
you.